streaming on Ansarf TV. When you go home, you can watch it, okay? Alright, so as we were saying, we were talking about hard drugs, and I mentioned cocaine, I mentioned marijuana, I mentioned heroin, I mentioned Spanish fly, I mentioned rock'n'roll, I mentioned ecstasy. There are quite a number of them. And then you know something, all these drugs have effects on our internal organs, okay? Our internal organs such as the liver, the kidney, the heart, the intestines. So sometimes, let's say a drug like tramadol, you've all heard of the name. Okay, so people take tramadol as a form of painkiller for doctors and not for individual use. Do you get it? It is not for individual use. It was created for doctors. But then sometimes, because these guys always want to get high, they take these drugs just to get high. And then I told you that when you take drugs and chemicals, that controls the mind and then the body. Okay? So the moment you take in these drugs, it begins to control your mind. You see some people and then they can stand here for like 1 hour, 2 hours without moving. Have you seen them before? Yes. They can stand at one place without moving for like an hour or two. That is one of the effects of taking in tramadol. Tramadol is not a painkiller. There are certain things in our brain called pain translators. They are like wires. Okay? The moment you have a cut or something happens to you, it is these pain translators that tells the mind that there is a cut before you begin to feel the pain. Do you get me? Yes. The pain translators tells the mind that you have a cut before you begin to feel the pain, that something caught you. Okay? So these things this tramadol does not stop any pain. It only blocks the pain transmitter. It only blocks the pain transmitter from telling the mind that something caught you. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, when you take in this tramadol and then the power in it goes down, you begin to still feel your pain, right? Yeah. But then, after you have this thing, the power subsides and then you still feel the pain, nothing has happened to the pain. Okay, so at the end of the day, we realize that tramadol is not for individual use, and then the use of all these things are not good for your health. And then we go to marijuana, which is weed. We've all heard of weed, right? Yes. Weed, the excessive intake of weed can affect your liver because it is a smoke. And then we all know what the liver does. Okay? It produces a fluid called bile. And this bile secretes food. And it helps in digestion. We all know. So after you have taken in all these weed and stuff, and then your liver gets spoiled, how is it going to help in digestion? How is it going to help in digestion of food? And then after we have something else, we also have cocaine. Okay? Cocaine too does the same thing to you. And then we also have Spanish fly. Do you know what Spanish fly does? Spanish fly increases the libido in a normal human being. Do you know what libido is? Okay, so Spanish fly is also another drug. Okay, sometimes we see 10 years girls, 12 years girls, we see them, and then sometimes they are pregnant. And then as blacks as we are always judgmental. Okay, sometimes we may not know what actually happened to these girls. Spanish fly is a drug that increases the libido in a human being. It doesn't matter if you are young or old. If you go on visitation to your friends wherever, and then they put this Spanish fly, just a drop of Spanish fly into a drink for you, your libido goes very high. Your urge to have sex. Okay? You feel like having the urge to have sex increases. You feel like having sex. It increases your libido. You will not be able to control yourself. So at the end of the day, the man will take advantage of you. That is what Spanish fly does. Do we get it? Yes. And then there is one also called Raphael. Have you heard of the name before? Okay. So what Raphael also does is it makes you lose your memory. It's in the form of a tablet. Okay. They come in the form of a tablet, and then they are very plain. It is colorless. Okay. So if it's being mixed with something you may not know, or the color will still remain the same. So if a drop of Raphael, a tablet is dropped in a drink or water for you to take, it will also lose your memory. You won't remember anything after you have taken in that thing. So about 10-20 men can take advantage of you without you remembering even their faces. Okay, so taking advantage of you is rape, okay? Okay? They will rape you pasa. You understand me, right? Yes. Okay. They will rape you, don't have sex with you pasa. Nobody will want to have a heart like this. At the end of the day, what is going to aid it to pump that blood to your arteries, from your veins into your arteries? It is damaged. Okay, it is called Ansarf. You can't do anything about it unless they fly you from Ghana to another country. And even with that, the chances are like 60 to 40. You may not be able to survive after you have paid all these money, after they have sent you abroad, after they have paid for medication, after they have paid for everything. You may not survive it. Okay? So drugs are very, very deadly. You don't have to involve yourself into drugs. Most of you, especially those in DHS, there are DHS students here, right? Yes. Most of you will be going to secondary school. Okay, very soon, maybe next year, right? Most of you will be going into secondary school. That is where mostly the problem begins. Okay? Because when you go there, you meet friends. Some are so ingratiating. You can't ingratiate what you are saying. Like some people get out good. Some people are so ingratiating on the moment you show. The person is already into it, okay? The person knows he's already messed up. And then maybe you are very intelligent, okay? You are very intelligent. You will not want to be like that friend, okay? But then some are so ingratiating that before you realize you're already into it. Because as I said earlier on, there are so many forms of drugs. There are ones that are called oxygen. There is another one called oxygen. You will see someone with a balloon and then you think it is just an ordinary balloon. There is something called air inside that balloon. There are chemicals mixed together. Okay? They are chemicals mixed together. And then it is in the form of air. And from you will think it is just air. And now, we will do that balloon. No. It is a drug. They are chemicals. They've been mixed inside that balloon. And so you will see them make it and it's like the person is inhaling. The person is inhaling acid or train acid or train that balloon from a drug in a way. So you will see such a person, you will think that who balloon into the amount now so what a balloon. Now also you try to pump in air. Chemicals will look at that. Chemicals will look at that. Drugs, chemicals, will look at that. It's the moment also that you inhale in that thing. Also so start here. But you see it as just an ordinary balloon. I'm sorry, not balloon, okay. There are so many forms of it. As I said, drugs are very, very addictive. Do you know that some people even inhale, excuse me to say, feces? Feces. Yes. Ordinarily, you wouldn't even like to look at your own feces. Right? Excuse me. After you've done your whatever, you wouldn't like to look at it, right? But then when you get so addicted, some people inhale. Some people go as far as buying glue. Yes, to inhale. Some people inhale fuel. It is also a very expensive lifestyle. Okay, drugs are very expensive. I think the last time we had an interview with one of them, I think a year ago or so, they said one roll of marijuana was, I think, 2 or 3 cities. And then 2 or 3 cities, the person may need about 4 or 5 pieces just at a point in time. That time now, he has a number of rolls. An 18 years boy at that time, he started at age 10 into your and then let's say 1 is 2 cities into 5 cities, 10 cities at a 10 cities at a go. Just imagine the hours in a day, the number of just to feel high. He doesn't work. So at the end of the day, where is he going to get the money from? Obviously, he's going to steal. And when you steal and you are caught, what will happen? All too soon, we have come to the end of our drug awareness program with the students. And so we will be having a chit-chat with them as to what they learned from today's session. Stick and stick. So we have with us Mr. Sapre, who is there. Okay, so he is standing in the stead of the head master. So sir, what do you have to say about our initiative concerning Foundation for Young Achievers initiative speaking against drugs and excessive alcohol?
It's a blessing. But sometimes we pretend that kids are also not doing drugs. We think that drug abuse is for the adults and those who are able. But amazingly, most of the kids are on drugs. We've had instances where we have kids who are below 15, 13, 14 years behaving differently, and then their parents report that they are on drugs. So it's a good initiative because as a school, we have tried coming up with ways to help. As sometimes it's counseling, but it's a blessing you come in. So I think we have learned a lot of ways of helping kids who are on drugs. Because like I said, most of the kids are, and it's clear. When we come to them now, it's only the aged who are on drugs. So it's a blessing that kids are also being educated on drugs and the effects of drugs.
Okay, so thank you very much. And what do you have to say to other schools? Should they patronize us?
Yes, they should. They should. It's very important. Like I said, because schools are the structures of the school. Like our school, for instance, we have a disciplinary committee, we have counseling for students, and it's not enough. We need experts who are knowledgeable about drugs, who have ideas on these things to help. So if schools allow foundations like you to come in, they will learn more about how to tackle issues like this, because sometimes our schools are deficient, we don't have much money. So when foundations like this come in, helps, because we have also learned a lot as teachers and as a school, and it's to add up to what we are doing so far to help issues like this. So schools should put in a very important.
And our services are absolutely free.
Yes, you can
We charge nothing. Our services are absolutely free. So you learned today?
I'll tell them that they shouldn't try to take drugs because it might lead them to serious harm.
You heard for yourself. He says you should stay away from drugs because it can cause very serious problems. So we have with us our sanitation prefect, who is also in the person of Kelvin. Kelvin, please be a bit audible, okay? Okay, so Prince, what did you also learn from today's session? Please talk loud. Very loud, as loud as you can. Okay, so Prince said that he learned that we should stay away from drugs because its effects can be very deadly on our human system. Did you say that? Okay, so what did you know about drugs? What have you heard about drugs? Okay, but then you didn't know it was this deadly, right? So today you learned different types of drugs, okay? Alright, so thank you very much. And so we also have our head girls prefect, who will also be talking to us as to what he heard, what he learned, what she learned, what she knew before and after we had our session with them. Okay, so you are in the person of Jenna Onyamiche, such a beautiful name for a beautiful young girl. I hope you are learning very hard because that is very, very necessary. Please stop. Okay, so what did you learn today?
I think that we should
Very loud.
I think that we should
Okay, so she said she learned that we should avoid taking drugs. Is that all you heard? Okay, she says that she heard that when we take in hard drugs, it damages the liver and then the kidney. I hope you're watching me. You have also learned something today. Drug abuse, hard drugs is very, very bad. Please stay away from it. Thank you, head girls, perfect. And so we also have with us our library prefect, our librarian. Good. So what is your name? Kezia Esiedu Jeche of Royal Crown International School. I like your glasses. Okay, please be a bit okay. Okay, so what did you also learn today? Good. Patricia, she's really a librarian. She says she learned that. She learned what? About how drugs are addictive, how addictive drugs can be, and then what? And how it causes damage to the body. You watching us, I hope you also learned something. And so what do you have for those watching us?
I advise listeners to stay away from bad friends and be careful of the friends they associate.
Good. A very good advice. She says we should be careful with the kind of friends we associate ourselves with because they can lead us into substance abuse, which can finally cause damage to our internal organs. Thank you very much, and finally to our beautiful JHS band student who won a t-shirt today. So what is your name? Hey, Christabel and Tia Benford, which is Brentford. Hey, very beautiful name. So what did you also learn? She says she learned about the impact of taking in hard drugs. And so what do you have for those watching us? Avoid the use of hard drugs.
Thank you very much. So you heard it all for yourself. The students have said it all. Thank you once again for watching us. If you haven't subscribed, I will urge you to subscribe so that you will have more good and entertaining